I'm a 90s kid, but that being said, some great cartoons definitely spilled over into my childhood from the 80s. Here is a ranking of the most popular cartoons from the 80s that people still enjoy today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's 2022, and I don't think there is another 80s cartoon that is as influential as the Ninja Turtles. Running from 1987 to 1996, toys flew off the shelves for this TV show. I never was into those pizza eating turtles, but the show was a hit, and kids really related to the goofy younger leading characters compared to the other hit cartoons of the 80s. It sits atop because kids of the 80s and today still love these characters, and it is really a good representation of 80s animation. DuckTales. Arguably the greatest Disney cartoon show ever. The animation and voice acting really stand out. Often considered one of the most underrated cartoons ever, the show ran for 4 seasons after debuting in September of 1987. It was a very tough decision between number 1 and number 2, and it honestly came down to a lasting legacy. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. From 1983 to 1985, He-Man was a very popular series with maybe the most popular TV toys of the 80s. From He-Man to Beastman, Skeletor to Cringer, I can go on, but this colorful cast was particularly boxed as toys directly from the TV screen. It was a weird blend of sci-fi superheroes and fantasy that just screamed 80s. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. These chipmunks get the edge over Alvin and company. There is a reason this show is getting a 2022 film on Disney Plus. People love this show, and although it had a short lifespan, it still made a lasting impact on kids growing up watching the Disney Channel. The Smurfs. Although the reviews were never through the roof for the little blue people from Smurf Village, the show's longevity proved to be strong, running from 81 to 89. That pretty much means the Smurfs ran the cartoon world throughout the 80s, and whether you like them or not, they are one of the biggest cartoons to come out of that decade. the Transformers. Something tells me these robots are vehicles in disguise, a trailblazing concept that led to many trying to replicate it. Although Voltron came first, Transformers really stayed with kids over time, and it still has a big presence today from toys to cinema. Garfield and Friends. Barely getting the nod for 2 years in the 80s, this show ran from 88 to 94. I think this animation style definitely suits the 80s, and how was I not going to put this food-loving villain on the list? Just look at him. Find one flaw in him, I'll stop you right there because you can't. The real Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Animation Studios. The real Ghostbusters 86 to 91 and OG4 Ghostbuster characters return for one-off adventures. Much like Beetlejuice, viewers believe the show stuck to a similar sense of humor as its film.